This evening, first up, a turning point in the Mohamed extradition case. Prosecutors say all remaining U.S. evidence is now fully disclosed, clearing the way for constitutional arguments that could decide whether the gold dealers are sent to America to face federal charges. And President Ali pushes back. The head of state questions why Azruddin Mohamed appears so confident about the case's timeline, warning that such remarks risk eroding public trust in the judicial process. Meanwhile, the Win party turns up the heat. Supporters return to parliament demanding the meeting to elect an opposition leader, insisting the speaker's overseas travel is no excuse for delays in a key constitutional process. Plus, a major CANU strike in Berbice. Agents intercept a suspect near Sandaka Dam, finding cocaine and more than 60 pounds of cannabis along a known trafficking corridor. And overseas, horror in Hong Kong. At least 128 people are dead after a massive residential fire. More than 100 remains missing as police arrest construction company officials on suspicion of manslaughter. These stories and more coming up on Headline News Update. Stay with us. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 28, 2025. I am Berbice. Thank you for joining us. First up, the high-profile extradition proceedings for U.S. indicted gold dealers Nazar Mohamed and his son Azruddin Mohamed moved a step closer to resolution on Friday after the prosecution confirmed that all remaining evidence and documents have been disclosed to the defense. The case, which has drawn national and international attention, is now shifting from procedural groundwork to the constitutional challenges that may ultimately decide whether the Mohameds are sent to the United States to face trial. Appearing again before Principal Magistrate Judy Lachman at the Georgetown Magistrates Court, the defense requested additional time to prepare its submissions in the light of the final disclosure. The court has since set December 8 for oral submissions on the constitutional objections, with both sides expected to present their arguments when the matter reconvenes on December 10th. The Mohameds, owners of a well-known Mohamed's enterprise, remain on $150,000 bail each and are required to report weekly to CID headquarters. They have also surrendered their passports. The United States government is seeking their extradition on 11 federal charges, including money laundering, gold smuggling-related offenses, and mail and wire fraud. The duo was previously sanctioned by Washington over alleged corruption and illicit gold trading. With the disclosure phase now closed, the proceedings enter a decisive stage, setting the tone for what could become one of Ghana's most consequential legal battles in recent years. In other news, President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali has expressed concern over remarks made by businessman Azruddin Mohamed regarding the ongoing extradition proceedings against him and his father Nazar Mohamed. Speaking on Thursday at the RDC swearing-in ceremony, the president said Mohamed's public claim that the case could take 5 years or more appear overly confident and could undermine public trust in the judicial process. President Ali said he does not know why Mohamed believes he is in charge of the court, noting that such comments suggest an expectation of how the judicial system will unfold. He questioned why the accused felt assured enough to speak as though he could anticipate or influence the outcome. He is making a statement as if he is aware of a system that will deliver to him a certain result that is concerning to all of us, the president said. The president reminded that Ghana's courts are not tasked with determining guilt or innocence in this matter, but only with deciding whether the U.S. extradition request meets legal requirements. He highlighted that a U.S. grand jury has already examined the evidence and found sufficient grounds for criminal charges leading to the extradition bid. Reaffirming his administration's commitment to transparency and the rule of law, President Ali said the Mohameds are entitled to due process and are receiving it. We now await the completion of the proceedings, he added. Moving on, supporters of the We Invest in Nationhood WIN party staged another protest outside the Parliament building in Georgetown earlier today, intensifying pressure on authorities to convene the meeting to elect a leader of the opposition, one they insist should be party leader and businessman Azruddin Mohamed. The demonstration comes amid rising political tension, with WIN accusing the administration and parliamentary officials of stalling a constitutionally required process. Their frustration deepened after President Dr. Mohamed Irfalani confirmed that the Speaker of the National Assembly, Manzoor Nadir, is currently overseas and therefore unable to call a meeting until he returns. WIN has threatened legal action, arguing that the delay undermines democratic accountability. The Constitution provides for the election of an opposition leader. Still, it does not specify when the meeting must take place, a point reiterated by Clerk of the National Assembly, Sherlock Isaacs, who said the timing is entirely at the Speaker's discretion. WIN contends that the Speaker's silence raises doubts about Parliament's impartiality and claims that the administration is intentionally slowing the process. The party emphasized that the opposition leader plays a critical constitutional role, including mandatory consultations on high-level appointments such as the Police Commissioner, Chancellor, Chief Justice, and Judicial Service Commission members. While President Ali dismissed the notion of political interference, saying the process will occur at the appropriate time, protesters vowed to maintain pressure until the meeting is held and a new opposition leader is elected. Stick around when we return. CANU intercepts major drug shipment during Sandaka Dam sweep, and President Ali urges newly sworn regional leaders to prioritize delivery, unity, and people-centered governance.
The most wonderful time of the year, and we're celebrating with big savings on smartphones, starting as low as $16,500 for the Samsung A06 and $26,500 for the Samsung A16 and $40,500 for the A26. But wait, there's more. Get 1 month free data with your new phone to keep you close to loved ones near and far. Offer available while stocks last. Visit a digital store today and unwrap the gift of real connections. Digital.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Check us out at Decor and Gift Gallery this Christmas holiday for all your shopping needs. We are located at 47 Craig and Sheriff Street, Campbellville, Georgetown.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Ping pong,
from Charles Chocolates,
bounce into flavor.
Ping pong, everybody wants some. Roasted peanuts is the true #1. Ping pong, you better get a handful. This chocolate is so incredible. What's the snack everybody craves for? Ping pong, bounce into flavor. Chocolate coated peanuts, delicious top class A+. Ping pong, from Charles Chocolates, bounce into flavor.
President Dr. Mohamed on Thursday reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strong, people-focused regional governance as he swore in newly elected regional chairpersons and vice chairpersons from several administrative regions. The ceremony, held at the Arthur Chang Conference Center, marked the formal start of their leadership following the September RDC elections. The president reminded officials that the oath of office is not a routine requirement, but a solemn covenant with citizens and the state.
This ceremony is not merely formality. Rather, it is a reaffirmation of the democratic covenant between the elected and electorate. It is a reminder that leadership is not an entitlement, it is a trust. The oath binds you publicly and solemnly to fidelity, impartiality, integrity, and service. It is not a ritual, it is a contract between you and your constituents, between you and the state, between you and your conscience.
Emphasizing Ghana's rapid development and diverse regional needs, President Ali said effective governance must be decentralized and responsive. He outlined the wide-ranging responsibilities of RDCs from health and education to infrastructure, agriculture, and community development, stressing that each region's mandate reflects its unique challenges. The competition has ended. Cooperation must now prevail, the president urged, calling on leaders to move beyond political rivalry and focus on tangible results. He said citizens expect quicker responses, better roads, improved sanitation, enhanced public safety, and more consistent community engagement.
Responsiveness must be stronger, and it must be the art at the regional level. The RDC is often one of the first doors citizens knock on. It must not be the last door to open.
He also announced that new government initiatives will soon be unveiled to improve working conditions and pay for RDC staff, local leaders, and community-based workers, reinforcing his administration's commitment to strengthening local governance. On a different note, the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, CANU, on Thursday arrested a man after officers discovered cocaine and over 60 pounds of cannabis during an operation near Sandaka Dam, currently in Berbice. According to CANU, ranks acted on intelligence and intercepted a suspect who was traveling on a motorcycle. A search revealed a parcel containing 12.1 grams of cocaine. During the further sweep of the surrounding areas, officers uncovered 2 bulky parcels of cannabis weighing approximately 30 kilograms. The suspect was taken to CANU headquarters along with the confiscated narcotics. Investigations are continuing. The Sandaka Dam area, located along the Quarantine River corridor, has long been monitored by anti-narcotics agents due to its proximity to informal river crossings and its use as a trafficking route. Over the past year, CANU has increased operations in Region 6 as part of broader national efforts to disrupt cross-border drug smuggling and dismantle local distribution networks. Don't go away after the break. Torrential rains in Southeast Asia. 3 cyclones caused deadly flooding and landslides. And Honduras continues crackdown against gangs. State of exception has been in place for 3 years.
This Christmas runs on real connections with Digicel. The calls, the laughter, the joy, and the chance to pick and win big. We're giving away $12 million. Yes, every week, one lucky Digicel customer gets a chance to win up to $2 million. 6 lucky winners in total. Here's how you get in. Top up with $1,000 or more, or pay your fiber or postpaid bill in full. The more you top up, the more chances you get. Stay connected this Christmas for your chance to win big. Digicel.
Ping pong,
From Josh chocolates,
bounce into flavor.
ping pong, everybody want some. Roasted peanuts is the true number one. Ping pong, you better get a handful. This chocolate is so incredible. What's the snack everybody craves for? Ping pong, bounce into flavor. Chocolate coated peanuts, delicious top class A plus. Ping pong, from Josh chocolates, bounce into flavor.
Check us out at Decor and Gift Gallery this Christmas holiday for all your shopping needs. We are located at 47 Craig Sheriff Street, Campbellville, Georgetown.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening. Tonight, the new Democratic Party wins in Vincent and the Grenadines election after 25 years in opposition. Honduras extends its emergency powers again. A deadly blaze devastates a Hong Kong complex, and Southeast Asia battles massive flooding. We begin in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The new Democratic Party has won St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2025 general election, ending 25 years in opposition. Party leader Dr. Godwin Friday will become the nation's 7th Prime Minister after defeating longtime leader Ralph Gonsalves. The NDP secured 11 seats, shifting national focus to Friday's plans of economic and social reform. The Central American country of Honduras is 3 years into a supposedly temporary state of exemption. It's been renewed by the government and Congress more than 20 times. Rights groups say the sweeping powers it grants have led to more than 1,000 arbitrary detentions and a rise in abuse complaints. Al Jazeera John Holman reports.
Honduras's problems are all but solved if it's the police you're talking to. The country's lived with 3 years of a crackdown, called the state of exception, in which security forces have increased powers. Now, they say, they're beating the country's gangs, lowering violence.
Yes, there are fewer complaints. It's gone down hugely, and we hope to maintain it like that. Maybe 10% of the cases that we had before.
The only problem, everyone we talked to, especially in gang-controlled neighbourhoods, felt differently. The crackdown began in 2022, partly to try and protect taxi and bus drivers from widespread extortion. We took a ride around San Pedro Sula with one.
The police say that extortion's going down because they're getting less complaints. Does that square with your reality?
That's rubbish. We don't complain because we're scared. It's better that I pay and I shut my mouth, and then I can work in peace.
What happens to those who don't pay the extortion?
The gangs have killed them.
The police also claim that the murder count has dropped, but that reduction, although exaggerated, has been real, say analysts.
Homicides have gone down during the state of exception in Honduras, with 2024 recording the lowest levels in 30 years, actually. But gangs have not been weakened by the state of exception, but rather have resorted to less public displays of violence, such as forced disappearances.
We travelled to one of San Pedro Sula's most dangerous neighbourhoods to ask a local leader of the Barrio 18 gang if that was true.
One thing that's been said since the start of the state of exception is that the criminal groups, instead of just killing people, are disappearing the bodies instead, so that there's not a higher body count, there's not more of a crackdown from authorities. Is that something your group's doing?
Yes, of course. When we can hide them, we hide them. When we can't, we can't.
Is that something that you've always done, or is that something that's new with the state of exception?
Before, no. Before we left them in the streets. But now, no. Now it's different.
The police also say that a force once so corrupt that its former chief is now in a US prison has cleaned itself up. Another question for the gang leader.
With the state of exception, has the police been less corrupt, or are you still able to buy them off?
They've been corrupt all their lives. They come into whichever house they want and grab you. And yes, there will always be police you can buy, because we're in a country in which there'll always be corruption.
And as police have been given new powers, among them the ability to enter houses without a warrant, human rights complaints have soared. Now at more than 1,000 since the state of exception began. In the end, the Honduran crackdown seems neither the glowing success that the authorities claim, nor a complete failure either. With elections coming up, it's now up to the next president to decide if it continues. John Holman, Al Jazeera, Honduras.
A massive blaze in a residential complex in Hong Kong has claimed the lives of at least 128 people. More than 100 are missing. As investigations into the cause get underway, police have arrested construction company directors and officials on suspicion of manslaughter. Al Jazeera's Jessica Washington reports.
The scorched remains of an apartment complex, once home to more than 4,000 people. Firefighters searched each unit, trying to find trapped residents and discovering dozens of bodies.
The fire was put out and the rescue operation is over. Our aim now is to make sure that the temperature decreases in the building, and once everything is deemed safe, police will collect evidence and conduct further investigations.
The fire hit the Wangfuk Court residential complex on Wednesday, with the flames spreading from one tower to 6 others.
It's just too sorrowful. When it involves people you know, it's even more painful.
Relatives are helping identify the bodies of their loved ones using photos taken by firefighters and information about where the person was found. Residents say no fire alarms in the complex alerted them to the disaster. Hong Kong officials say they've confirmed the alarms weren't working. The complex had been undergoing renovation since the middle of last year.
While the community grieves, people are also demanding answers and accountability after the city's worst fire in decades. Firefighters say they found unsafe, flammable materials like foam boards blocking windows, which allowed the flames to spread faster.
Experts say the use of foam boards was the most unsafe aspect of the renovation, hampering visibility and causing flames to spread further inside the units, fanned by strong winds. Residents told local media they often saw workers smoking at the site.
Once the foam ignited, the fire will spread. And if the protective screen or the protective net is not fire retardant, then the smoke will, the fire will propagate. And also the scaffold, the bamboo will also burn.
Home to more than 7.5 million people, Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated regions in the world, and high-rise apartment buildings are often crowded closely together. Several people associated with the renovation project have been arrested. People have come from all over Hong Kong, bringing donations, money, food and clothes to help those who lost everything in the fire. Jessica Washington, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.
Nearly 3 million people across Southeast Asia have been affected by torrential rains that cause deadly flooding and landslides. Rescue teams in Indonesia are searching for survivors. Al Jazeera Minel Fernandez reports.
Rescuers combed rivers and rubble in Indonesia's Sumatra island after flash floods swept the region. There was little warning as people fled their homes following days of rain.
I was trying to put my child to sleep when the incident happened. Because she hadn't slept since morning, perhaps she sensed something. While I was still holding her, we suddenly heard a loud rumbling sound, and everyone ran out of their homes. We ran to the prayer house, but the water came towards us as well, so we fled into the rice fields.
Here in Padang, northern Sumatra, swollen rivers burst their banks, engulfing surrounding areas. Authorities are struggling to account for residents in the chaos.
Today we managed to evacuate 10 people. From the information we received from the village chief, there are still 5 others who remain missing.
Rescuers recovered at least 9 bodies after landslides struck 3 villages in central Aceh. The region's disaster mitigation agency said nearly 47,000 people were displaced by the floods.
We have been carrying out evacuations since yesterday into today, and we have evacuated hundreds of people. According to the victims, this is indeed the worst flood in this region.
Malaysia was not spared. Floodwaters rose quickly. 7 states were badly affected, including Kangar in northern Perlis state.
This time the water came in so quickly. In the afternoon, my child called and said not to worry, that the water hadn't reached the house yet. But by night, it was already flooded. We only managed to save the electricals. Everything else we had to leave behind.
The bad weather wasn't confined to Southeast Asia.
Here in Sri Lanka, 10 days of torrential rains have left roads impassable, especially in central parts, with landslides claiming most lives. And authorities are warning the worst is yet to come.
Some of the heaviest rainfall in years have seen most of the country's reservoirs spill over, flooding many parts of the country. Landslides have left many roads impassable. Power has been cut off to some areas for safety, and day-to-day life has been disrupted. For those affected across South and Southeast Asia, authorities are warning that the worst is yet to come. Bina Fernandez, Al Jazeera, Colombo.
Thanks, Dominique. This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day wind forecast. And that's FTV2 headline news for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and do have a wonderful weekend.